In other business news, Sega is rolling out a new video game console this week, hoping to win back a larger share of the market. CNN technology correspondent Rick Lockridge reports.
In the cutthroat video game industry, one word seems to be all-powerful.
Graphics. Graphics. The graphics. Better graphics means it's more realistic.
And embattled Sega's new Dreamcast video game console is graphically better. The first home unit able to handle 128 computer bits of data at once. Twice as much as the Sony PlayStation and Nintendo 64 machines that dominate the $12 billion a year U.S. video game market.
60 frames a second, which is twice the speed of a TV. It equals graphics you've never seen before. When you watch a football game, it looks like you're watching a real game on TV.
Video game images are made up of tiny polygons. Dreamcast can draw 3 million of those polygons a second, up to 15 times more than competing systems.
Does that make that much of a difference to a player?
Yes, it does. It's more exciting.
It's really smooth. I didn't see any errors.
Sega's errors as a company, though, have been well documented. Its last home console flopped, and it's seen its market share plummet from more than 50% to about 1%. Can Dreamcast end Sega's nightmare?
They have a lot banking on the Dreamcast. Again, they're a leap. It's sort of a leap in video game technology, and Sega's going to use this to make a comeback into the marketplace.
The $199 Dreamcast comes with a built-in modem, making it the first set built for online gaming. 18 games will be available right away. You can fight, fish, or skateboard. There's also a much-anticipated football game, NFL Y2K.
Which, to quote all the media today, is saying this is by far the best sports simulator ever brought to gaming.
Sonic will have to run pretty fast to catch Nintendo and Sony, but Sega's off to a good start there, having already pre-sold 300,000 of the Dreamcast consoles. The company hopes to sell 1 million units by Christmas. Rick Lockridge, CNN, Los Angeles.
Good evening.
What's up, y'all?
Good people. Oh, what's going on?
Jace, man, you was in invisible mode just then, bro. I didn't know you got stealth mode going on StreamYard or something.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my camera.
Oh Lord, oh God.
Yeah.
Hey, man, you might as well keep Afro Samurai up, man.
Yeah, man. When that Dreamcast session come up, man, I gotta show off my setup, bro.
Hey, man. So you got to get that right, Jason. It's crazy, man. It just started like as soon as we popped on. Good evening, everyone. This is the Shootin' the You Know What podcast at Brown for the Brick. I am Dusty Brick Brown, the Fresh Maker. If you know, you know. To my right is my man Puff Comics 83, and right below me with the Afro Samurai avatar is J71889. The Mitchell brothers are in the house along with me. How are y'all guys doing tonight?
Doing great, man.
Doing good.
Hey, I'm testing out this format because I got the two formats, the landscape and portrait. You know, so people probably want.
That's where that come from, bro. I thought I'd done something, man. I thought I told some of them, man. I'm like, oh my God, what is going on? Sean, you did that. You despicable devil, you. But hey, man, this all gravy, man.
Hey, so what man, I've been seeing people do it, and I was like, I'll give it a try. Most of the comments in the chat is from my portrait version.
Yeah, it looks like there's some people in here in the chat, man. They have no clue what's happening. What is this? This is a podcast, sir. Thank you for joining. Someone said, I don't know. Another individual said, hi, hello. Someone else said, what's up? And someone else said, hi. So This is the Shooting the Shit podcast. My name is Al, Sean, and Jace, and we basically are talking about the Dreamcast, the Sega Dreamcast. So if you are a video game fanatic, if you collect video games, this is the live stream for you. If you don't, then I do apologize. I don't know how you got here, but if you stay, I appreciate it. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and get this show on the road. Basically, the format is going to be, we're going to talk about a couple of things that we talked about backstage first, and then we'll get to the nitty-gritty regarding the topic at hand. So let me get what I need to get out of the way real quick. So how does that actually work, Sean, when it comes down to like the dual screen?
You know, when you're setting up the stream, it says you're in landscape mode, and then you click on the arrow point down, they'll give you the list, and you can use both. It'll say landscape and portrait. So I just chose both, and that's when I saw this layout. So imagine people watching on their cell phone or tablet, they can choose this version to make it easier. It takes up that screen. That's how it looks in portrait mode.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
That's work on the widescreen.
Okay. Cool beans, man. So that sounds like a plan to me, man. Like I said, I didn't know what happened, man. I saw it earlier. I was like, man, I done messed something up. But anyway, here we go. I got what I needed up and running. So all right, we're gonna go ahead and get this out of the way. We talked about it a bit backstage. New price changes for PS5, PS5 Pro, and PlayStation Portal Remote Player. I know this is old news because it was March the 27th, but I felt like since we were on, we need to talk about it anyway. So prices effective April the 2nd, which was Thursday. Yep. And basically, I'm not going to read all this. All I'm going to do is scroll to where it shows the prices. So as of Thursday, the prices of the PS5 have dramatically increased. In the United States, the regular base PS5 is $649.99. The PS5 Digital Edition is $599.99, and the PS5 Pro is $899.99. So I'm not going to even bother going to UK and Europe because, you know, we currently in the US and I know they're struggling over there. I'm just going to start off by saying this is ridiculous. Hold on. They also updated the PlayStation Portal right here, which is $249.
$50.
Yeah, extra $50. So I'm going to put it to you like this. In all my history of collecting video games and video games paraphernalia and game systems and all that jazz, I have never seen an increase to a system that was actually that's been out for more than 6 years. So
we just saw with the Xbox twice last year.
Well, yeah, that's true. I do apologize. You know, Microsoft, they done screwed up so much over the past year or two, man. I don't even consider that, but you know, it is what it is.
What's good?
What's going on, Inja? Lord, Alcatraz, yeah. Sony is foolish, man. I don't understand. I mean, I get the whole issue where they're talking about the RAM and memory and all that kind of stuff and data centers, but normally when a system actually drops over time, the price drops right before the price gets cheap. Say what, Jason?
Speaking, you mentioned data centers. I just saw an article, I think it was back on Thursday night, and then one of the guys, they talked about on the stream that how these data centers are starting to become a massive problem. And if you are in a state or a city that has that, they're trying to propose to build a data center, you need to fight against it. Because that is going to be massive. And if you thought that price increases right now is a problem, it's going to even get worse when the next 5 to 10 years. And these data centers is just going to, especially this AI nonsense is just getting out of hand. getting very frustrated. And I just saw another article this right before, I think it was 2 hours before you started, that Rockstar Games, I had to give them a big applause for this. They laid off 200 workers that was working on AI. Like, thank you, Rockstar. That's what you do. Give it the AI workers. We don't need no AI in video games. Just be natural, progressive, be natural with your AI, with your art in the game.
I think a lot of it, man, is them trying to cut costs, man. Because anytime a company, and I mean, that's just the way it is, especially over here in the U.S., anytime a company finds some kind of way to where they can cut costs, they're going to do it. And whatever way they can do it, they're going to, they're going to unfortunately put people out of work. What were you saying?
But in terms of the layoffs, and I think it's been a lot of layoffs this week alone. I know I saw Idols Montreal, they lay off, I think, another 300 workers. I'm like, dang. And I'm like, it's starting to get rough out there for these workers. And someone said that, man, don't even bother being part of the video game industry right now. There's no chance you're even going to guarantee to last a couple of years under a company. I'm like, yeah, it's getting crazy. We living in just crazy times in general.
Yeah.
Speaking of the RAM, because these RAM prices, because it's extremely expensive to build a powerful PC. You can forget it. Trying to build a powerful PC in today's landscape. We're trying, especially those RAMs and GPUs, they gone up big time. I'm telling you, like a mid-range PC is going over $1,000. I'm like, yo. And the RAM and the storage, I forgot. The storages, and this is why PlayStation, and I don't know if you saw the news about the PS6, but they're gonna stick with that 1 terabyte. Because these 2 terabyte drives, and someone put, I think Nip95 on Twitter brought it up, that they increased the 2 terabyte SSD drives to now you gotta pay $300 to $400 for them suckers. Like, I bought my storage for like $250 back in 2023, and now I'm seeing the regular heatsink 2 SSD drive going for $350. Like,
hey, we do not associate that term woke with the nonsense that they turned it into over these last 5 years. Okay, we know the true meaning of woke, and I'll even explain it a year or two ago, on what that meaning of that word is. What they bastardized that word over these last few years, we don't acknowledge that shit. We know the true meaning of it.
Basically,
I disagree with that heavily, especially I spent damn near 80 hours on Neo 3. Yeah. But like I was saying, man, these RAM prices again, the RAM shortage is just getting out of hand with these prices. And I saw people are already saying that we're going to hear an announcement from the Nintendo Switch. That Switch 2 price increase is going to come soon. So I was like, crazy times, bro. I mean, it's especially when we hearing about the next generation starting probably next year. And they're already saying that the Xbox, whatever the new Xbox hybrid console is going to be, they saying it's going to be well over $1,000. I'm like,
that ain't no. I'm sorry, man. I get it. Technology, it advances. It goes to ebb and flows and whatnot. I get it. But bro, I mean, at what expense will I pay $1,100, $1,200 for a video game system? I'm gonna be real with y'all. A game system, if I pay that kind of money for a console, if I buy Xbox, that Xbox better play damn near everything from the OG Xbox up to the Xbox Series X, and it's got to provide me the same type of features that the Xbox One provided. Because Xbox One, they had the concept when it came down to the whole media center, where you could connect it to your, to your cable box and all that kind of stuff. Now that was a dope concept, but at the end of the day, man, if you just giving me this little piddly wiggle, whatever you want to call it, hey, well, we're only gonna allow for you to go back to Xbox Series X and Xbox One games. I don't want it. That thing better make me breakfast.
Yeah, I'm done supporting Xbox. The Series X is the last console of Xbox that I'm buying.
Hey man,
I'm pretty much done with it.
I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. Microsoft, man, they done let me down. Like I'm telling you, bro. I'm done. I'm done, and that goes for Sony too, bro. They come out with a game system, and they telling me that the features are limited, but you could, and especially with that whole what was that DLSS3 crap they came out with, the one that people ragging on that made everybody look like AI. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, dang, that's the video. That's the video. Garbage. Oh hell,
stupid man.
That was, when I saw that, like, no way.
And that's the crazy part, man. I'm gonna be honest with you too.
I hope that don't come to the PS6.
Hey, but you know what though? It's gonna come to the PS6, because people are getting to the point, man, for some reason, and we're gonna have to have a live stream about this too, man.
We do, because especially when it comes to the these publishers. Is this what I was saying, that I don't see Sony going to force their developers? Their developers are great when it comes to making great graphics. Like Death Stranding 2 don't need that. Horizon and Naughty Dog, Guerrilla Games, and some, they don't need that the video DSL5. They don't need that. Their graphics are already beautiful enough to the point that they don't need to have no AI to make corrections with their face.
But I mean, we've seen enough games over the last 2-3 years, man. Hell, I feel like the PlayStation 4 still has some life in it before the PlayStation 5 came out. The developers were able to squeeze what they could out of the system without using all that AI stuff, man.
Exactly. That's so, I don't see Sony forcing their developers to do it. They're just gonna let the developers do what they've been doing great for the past 10+ years. So you don't need that. That's gonna be for third-party developers, and specifically Bethesda.
What up, Larry?
You saw Ty Howard praising it, because Ty Howard cannot even create a great-looking graphic game. I mean, Starfield character models look like trash, and that's supposed to be a next-gen Xbox exclusives game. Come on. And Bethesda, they're not great. They're not great at making technical sound games, because I forgot. I keep forgetting the guy named what's the name? He's saying that Bethesda allowed the PC community to fix their games, and that, like, when you allow the PC community to mod your game and make them look better, like, come on, bro.
Hey man, what's up with that Boy Wonder name, man? Boy Wonder Banks. Like,
I know. Let me just say this. Larry's a fan of Lloyd Banks, so I'm assuming the Banks is part of that. You have to correct me if I'm wrong, Larry. Now, the Boy Wonder, unless he's talking about Pete Rock, I have no clue. So Larry, hey, somebody's asking for an explanation of your username, sir. So if you feel the need, 723, I think that's a I'm deciphering the Joker username like the Da Vinci Code and stuff. Like, I believe this is 723.
Yes, the Dreamcast was way ahead of its time. I can't wait till we.
Hey, and Larry, you way ahead of your time for talking about that prematurely, bro, because we ain't got to that yet. So if you can stick around for a little while, for a few minutes, or either dip in and dip back out, or dip out and dip back in, that would be great.
It'd be great to see Larry on the show. It's been a long time.
Well, fingers crossed, Larry's supposed to be on the WrestleMania live stream that I do as far as the predictions and stuff. So we'll see. Prayerfully, he will be there. So please pray. Please pray. But yeah, Larry, the Dreamcast was way ahead of its time, and I'm gonna go into all of that in some detail tonight. As a matter of fact, okay. See, I told you, fit to call Lloyd Banks the Boy Wonder. So Larry's a G Unit fanatic. Yeah.
I never even cared for that nickname for Lloyd Banks.
Yeah, so I knew it had something to do with Lloyd Banks. So yeah, we was on a quiz show. I would have won some money. But yeah, man, this whole thing with the AI, Sony increasing their prices and Microsoft increasing their prices, man, we in a particular point in time, man, where people can't afford that, man. People are already struggling when the PS5 and the Xbox Series X came out because of scalpers and stuff. And you turn around and you run the same old stick-up kid routine, man. That's garbage.
Hey, these past 5 years has been crazy. It's like, since the pandemic happened, everything just went downhill, bro. For real.
Yeah.
Like, dang.
What's up? What's up, Joe? Hey, man, I saw your message, bro. I'm gonna get to them voiceovers and get to them as soon as possible, man. Yeah, I'm gonna get them to you, bro. We gonna work it out. We gonna work it out, man. Shalom. But yeah, PS5 Pro $899. It's
the funny thing is, this is see. I know someone said maybe Sony did that smart because there was a lot of people buying PS5 Pros before that official price increase. I mean, my whole timeline on Twitter was just full of people buying PS5 Pros, and it's smart. I mean, I said on my story post, I said, "Yo, you got 5 days. 5 days to get a PS5 Pro for $750 before that sucker goes to $900. So go ahead and get it now before it's going to be impossible to get." Now, there was another report saying that Sony is still going to do their sales. They still going to do sales for the consoles because you got the Days of Play sale coming in June. That's when I bought my PS5 Pro for last year for $650. As soon as I saw that $650 tag, I said, "Let me go get it right now because it ain't going to get any cheaper than this price." So like I said, I talked about it in my post last day. I said, get this PS5 Pro now. Don't ask on whether if it's worth it or not. Get it now. Because I said the price is going to increase.
I ain't never getting that shit.
Of course,
I already know. I ain't getting.
You ain't getting it now because that hell not with that.
No, I was waiting for like 250 or something like that. You know, I was waiting for like 6-7 years to pass this.
You know what's funny? Because I've seen a lot of people who do that. Who said they do that. They wait till like the final year.
I don't care. I will wait.
You wait till the final year. My issue when you do that, and I cannot do that to myself. It's considering how.
I'll say this. For me, I'm not the hardcore gamer that you are, so I can wait. You and others
that do that, and that's what I'll say. For you, when you do that, you want to keep yourself in a backlog jam.
I don't care.
Yeah,
for you,
no problem.
Hey, Jamal, just straight up. For me, I don't care. I'm not the type of gamer. Let the other gamers care about it. Me, I just don't care. I'm keeping it real. I don't care.
Well, if I can interject, brotherly love in full effect, y'all, brotherly love. But anyway, I care, but I don't care enough, man. I'm told several people, I like stuff to look good, but I just couldn't. $650 for PS5 Pro. I ain't never fell for that okie doke with PlayStation because they've done that crap since the PlayStation 3. They come out with a base system, then they'll come out with a slim system, then they'll come out with a system that's slightly better than the system that they came out with before. And it's like rent cycle repeat.
Oh, they dropped the price of the PS4. PS3.
But I'm just saying though, when they do that, I don't fall for the okie doke, man. Because if I done committed to buying a PS4 or PS5, I don't, and this is just me speaking, I don't see me paying an extra few $100s for a system that plays the games or reflects the game slightly better. That's just me. But for whoever do it, man, more power to you. Because I just and then especially now, man, bro, you forget it, bro. I would rather play an Atari 2600, man, for 3 months straight, 24 hours a day before I buy a PS5 Pro right now. I ain't really telling the truth because I couldn't, man. I go crazy if I played a Atari 2600 and like going back in time. But the point is that, I mean, everybody, man, is different, and I respect how people actually approach the video game scene. But
here's what I want to talk about because we talked about this on the space, and with you do realize the numbers. There's still 40% of people playing on the PS4, and that's mainly because you have people playing those games like Fortnite, playing Madden, Call of Duty. They just gonna stick to playing those games on that console until if whoever the developers or publishers decide to close those games down on that console, and then they are forced to upgrade to the next gen console.
Yeah.
That's what with Sony and them. They hoping that a lot of people, and it's going to happen. They're going to jump shift from the PS4 and get a PS5 when GTA 6 comes.
What's up, DT?
DT.
Long time no see, man. Good to see you in the building,
Brock.
bro. Oh, I skipped my man, Brock. What's going on, Brock? The Super Ultra Deluxe Punky Brewster Alpha Extra Memory PS5 Edition, only $999.99.
It's pretty much gonna be that price if you want the disc drive. So you're paying over $1,000 if you get the disc drive Flat Pro.
And you know what, Brock? That version of the PS5, man, come with a little miniature trophy. Al Bundy and them 4 touchdowns, man. He got it so high. If you know, you know. But yeah, man, it's crazy, man. It's kind of at some juncture you have to ask yourself, man. At what when will it end? You know, because we on the cusp of a brand new Xbox and a brand new PS6 in maybe the next year or two. So, like, at what point will they stop pandering to people and do what they need to do? That's right, Pohai. But I mean, at what point will it end? It ain't gonna never end, man. Because as long as there's disposable income, they gonna keep doing what they doing. But
and you just have to look at the market landscape as a whole.
Yeah.
Because everything is going up, but nothing is getting cheap. Everything is going up in price.
That is true.
And these guys' prices are insane, bro. I don't like it. Yeah.
And I mean that holds true for retro games too, man. Because the pandemic, oh my God, man, the pandemic really destroyed the retro game.
It killed the value. First of all, the value of a lot of those games didn't make no sense anyway.
No, it don't.
Like, why are you increasing these games? Especially if they're not severely low print games. You have games that had a lot of copies. I forget what was the game? Enheim. They're like, Enheim is not a rare game. That game's been available for years and it never went over $150. It took to the pandemic to come, and I'm seeing people selling the game damn near $200 or above $200. I'm like, what are y'all doing?
Yeah.
There's no reason for that game to go on for price if there's nothing major.
It wasn't just them type of games, man. It was games across the board. Like, I mean, games, like, you could go on eBay now, man, and you could look at games and ain't no way, man, I'm gonna pay you $20 for Disney's Boat or The Incredibles on the Nintendo Wii. But they out there, man, they trying to get their money. A lot of stuff is overpriced, including the system that we're gonna talk about today. So
oh yeah, because I always tell people that Dreamcast is the hardest console to collect for if you're trying to get into collecting that for that. Like,
yeah,
good luck.
Sure. But you know, it is what it is, and everything happens for whatever stupid reason it happened. But you know, it is what it is. But anyway, we're gonna go on, we're gonna move forward, man. And there's one other thing that we're gonna talk about that we talked about behind the scenes, and there's TV shows to put on your radar. But we actually didn't say that, but we were talking about TV shows. I was telling Jace and showing backstage that right before we started the live stream, I watched that most recent episode of Invincible. And if you are in tune with Invincible and haven't watched that episode, man, we just talked about that backstage, man. Don't steal our vibe, bro. That ain't no. Don't come in here with that witch.
Yeah, we know what was going on.
Man, you speaking witchcraft, bro. We don't need that now. We don't need it because Zarya should have won that match, bro. And you know it because we've talked about that. You gonna say Soul Rooker win? Come on, Larry, man. Why you trolling, bro? You trolling, man. Trolling. I'm just messing with you. But yeah, that episode of the last episode of Invincible was incredible. I think I had read earlier today that the show, I don't know if it was Rotten Tomatoes, IMDb, but it was rated, the viewer rating was like a 9.8.
Oh, for that episode, yeah, it was.
That particular episode says that's been the highest rated episode for the season. That's episode 5. The season itself has been really good though. If you're caught up and you haven't gotten to that yet. But yeah, that the Invincible is pretty good. Daredevil, Born Again started, and I think they were up to episode 3 or 4.
3.
And I watched episode 3, and that's a good show. Vincent D, I can't never pronounce his last name, but that dude cannot do any wrong as Kingpin, man. Like, Yeah, I have to give props to that cast. Have y'all watched any of it?
You didn't saw the breaking news today, right?
What happened?
On the Daredevil. The Defenders are coming back.
That's great.
All, including Iron Fist, Finn Jones.
Oh God, him?
That curly hair stuff.
Oh
man. Hey, Sean.
That's a piece of TiVo, man. He the one that came up with that.
Yep.
Hey, Sean, man, they rather off resurrecting Dolomite and having him replace Finn Jones. That dude, bro. How do you accept the role of a character that's a kung fu master and you can't fight?
I'm just mad at like, boy, if they bringing him back, man.
I hope that Joker went through some Taebo or something, man, because I do not want to see that Joker man do some fake.
He better have a different passion behind playing.
I'm telling you, man, that Joker should have been gone through everything Chuck Norris taught him, may he rest in peace, and all that good stuff, bro. Because I'm not checking Finn Jones, bro. He gonna have to wow me. But that's some good news, though. Real good news.
Yeah, it's good, especially for Luke Cage. I like, yes, you get to see Mike Coulter back as Luke Cage.
I'm hoping that they actually bring back Jessica Jones and his show, because Luke Cage had some serious cliffhangers at the end.
That season 2 ended really like, whoa, that was a mind blowing ending of how that season ended, and I want to see more of it, man.
Yeah, I hope so. Yogi Master, yeah.
He could have been the victim of bad rain. Yeah, that's true.
Larry,
but I'm not sure about his skills, though. That's the problem.
Bad rain ain't got nothing to do with somebody doing a roundhouse kick, bro.
Yeah, his skills was a problem.
Because you look at actors like Keanu Reeves and Wesley Snipes, and hell, even Michael Jai White, bro. If they are in roles that require them to do a spin kick or a flash kick, they go through the training. I mean, the training that not only Keanu Reeves, but Lawrence Fishburne, when they went the original Matrix trilogy, them boys actually went and learned some karate and other martial arts and stuff. So yeah, he could have been a victim of bad rain, but at the same time, man, nah, bro. Stunt doubles.
He got punked out by Elektra in that Defender season. I can't forget that, man.
He was bad in that whole season. He was bad. You know what? Look, season 2 of Iron Fist was great. Everything was great except for him. Ben Jones is the worst character in the entire. How the hell are you the main character of the show? Everyone is outdoing you.
Outdoing.
They're like, come on, yo. And what's the guy who had the other fist? Yeah, bad rain for Iron Fist. Everyone else just had great rain except for him. He was just terrible outright, bro. I was like, man, the fight scenes with him were like, just nothing good, man. Man,
it was hot dumpster juice that was heated up in a microwave. That, bro.
Like the Iron Fist shows, and I did watch season 2 Luke Cage twice. But man, that Iron Fist season 2, boy, man, everything was so good. If Danny, the main character of the show, bro, how the hell? And the 2 girls, man, the daughters Dragon. Oh.
Misty Knight and Colleen.
Yeah.
They need to bring both of them back.
Oh my God, bro, I tell you, man. I started following that woman on Instagram. I ain't going to bro. Simone Messi, good Lord in the morning. Her and Tiana Parrish.
Yep.
Hey man, I don't need to be lusting after them women, man. So hey man. But yeah, that's good to hear about the Defenders, man. I'm especially glad Mike Coulter's coming back because I really enjoyed Luke Cage show. But yeah, Daredevil, it's been pretty solid so far.
Yeah, both those have been good.
Yeah, it's been really real good. And I'm gonna throw this one in there, man, because I'm gonna do it because I like the show. But One Piece season 2 dropped a few weeks ago.
Season 2.
It's a live action. Oh boy.
Man,
season 2.
How did that get to season 2?
How many episodes of season 1? How many episodes in season 1?
That's all I was saying. The season was like, I thought season 1 was like, yeah, no one's going to demand a season 2 for that.
Season 1's like what? 1,500 episodes?
No, y'all talking about the anime. I'm talking about the live action.
Yeah, these are this live action. That's what I was saying. This is season 2 for a live action. It's like, whoa.
Well, this is the thing. What they've done, they've actually condensed. They didn't have no choice. They condensed the hell out of it, but they did it to where it was actually congruent, and it actually followed the manga and the anime. But they just cut out a whole lot of stuff that really wasn't needed. They just kept to the main parts. Season 1 was like 8 or 9 issues, and season 2 was the same. They covered a lot of ground, man, but it is good. I really enjoy it because I'm a One Piece fan anyway. If you didn't see Luffy behind me, but here's Jeff said season 2 is the better season, anyways. Yeah, a lot of people say that. Both seasons are good, man, but I would tend to agree, Jeff. I would tend to agree. But any other shows y'all would suggest, Sean and Jace? The populace.
Well, I'm looking forward to what's coming up. I think the Star Wars Dark Maul starts this next week. Yeah, that is. I think it's next week, and I think it's gonna be 2 episodes per week. There's 10 episodes.
Okay,
yeah, that's coming up. And like we were talking backstage, X-Men '97, season 2.
That's this month, isn't it?
I think it's supposed to be June. I think it's supposed to be summertime.
Okay, the final season. Go ahead, Jace.
I was gonna ask you, what's your expectations going to it, knowing what happened with Bale?
Man, I just hope that they keep that intensity that they kept the last season, man. I mean, and I think that's what most people are afraid of, because season 1 concluded with them actually meeting Apocalypse. So hopefully that story arc will stay intact and they won't get too stupid with it, because season 1, man, it was like back to back to back. It wasn't too many. I mean, they had some low spots throughout the season, but it was right in your face and stuff, and I hope they don't change that. Those are my expectations. If it doesn't measure up to season 1, at least they can keep the boat afloat to where they could not screw it up, you know what I'm saying? So that's my biggest fear, because it'd be like, bro, like, y'all had everybody, because the expectations of X-Men 97 coming out the gate for many people was like, they really didn't think it was going to be worth anything, and it fooled everybody, so they have some shoes to fill, let me just say that. And if they don't fill them shoes, they're gonna be in trouble. So
that's the problem. See, that's the way how that first season ends. It makes your expectations for season 2 even more higher. They're like, right. They're gonna be doing some Age of the Apocalypse stuff. Like, oh boy.
Yep, they had teased X Factor. They teased Apocalypse. Bishop was going through time trying to find somebody. If I'm not mistaken, I can't remember because it's been a minute since I saw it. But yeah, they gonna really have to represent, and if they don't, it's gonna be trouble. Hopefully, if they keep it, like I said, man, if they stay the course. That's the issue. If they stay the course, put up for season 1, I think they'll be all right. But if they deviate, like we see Apocalypse, and then next thing you know, you get teleported to Mojoverse and stuff, and then they start a story arc with Maggot. Man, I'm out the door, bro. I'm not doing that.
Yeah. I saw that they said that Polaris is going to have a bigger role in this season.
Yeah. They showed everybody, I think, that's supposed to be like the main players in season 2.
My issue is, why not just have the whole X Factor team? Like, man, y'all teasing. Like, I want to see Havoc. I want to see Strong Guy, Multiple Man. I want to see the squad, man.
It may be that they're introducing her as a way to segue into X-Force, because X-Force was in X-Men 92. I mean, X Factor. I'm sorry, X Factor was in X-Men 92. The episode where Iceman showed up and him and Polaris had something going on, and they came after him or something like that, and that's a pretty good episode. But I was gonna say, The Boys, that final season, that starts this month. I don't know when it
next week.
Next week.
Yeah, I think that's why I think both them and Invincible gonna be the same time in terms of premiere episode.
Okay. That's cool. I'm looking forward to the boys, man. I hate that it's ending, but you know, it is what it is. But I like that show. But I can't really think of nothing else as far as like out there. I know at one point, Sean, we're gonna have that what's up, Dan? We're gonna have that anime. There's a lot to talk about when it comes down to anime, man, old and new. So we're gonna get on that.
I'm gonna pop out for a bit and come back, see if this camera comes.
All right, man, go ahead and pop out. He just popped out for real.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't hesitate at all, man. But yeah, man. So you liking that? You thought the Daredevil was pretty good so far?
Yeah, I've been enjoying it.
Yeah. I'm glad to hear that the Defenders are coming back, man. I mean, I think it's kind of crazy. Larry was telling me that the storyline that they're using was from a book called Devil's Reign, and in that storyline, supposedly Luke Cage is supposed to be. He's supposed to end up. No, you know what? I ain't gonna even say because somebody might be in the chat and it might put a Danhausen curse on me, so I ain't gonna do that, man.
Oh, stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Danhausen.
I had to say it, man. Oh man, but Chase must be having some issues. So, but anyway, man, he'll jump back in. We're gonna go ahead and get to the next thing, man, real quick. Matter of fact, he might get. You know what? I'm gonna wait. Oh no, I ain't gonna wait. Hold on. Give me a second. All right, so while Jason's out, man, trying to figure out what's going on with his camera, I'm gonna run something real quick, y'all, so don't go nowhere. Like I said before, we paying some imaginary bills, so. We up paying. Okay, all right. Had to find it. All right.
We will return after these messages.
It's evening in America, and across this great land, young men and women are coming together through the power of the internet with one common goal: to whoop each other's booties. Sega Dreamcast games are now online, unleashing the ultimate horror. Your fellow Americans. Jack into SegaNet through your Dreamcast console and join your countrymen in the virtual arena. Play NFL 2K1 and cream for meatheads you've never even met. Play NBA 2K1 and school some farm boy without suffering the scent of livestock. Or play Quake 3 and waste some Jersey punk from the sanctity of your own home. And so, America, SegaNet is born. And suddenly we are one proud nation, indivisible, united in the pursuit of whooping booty.
Game rated E for everyone.
Hi, I'm Pedro Martinez, here to talk about some special people. People who need help. Like Tyrese, he'll sing on anything. Then there's Dave. What's he thinking? Like I'm not gonna mix it up out there? I got more pitches than a used car dealer. I've got more control than an 18-hour bra. I am El Duro.
I'm a styler. World Series Baseball 2K1 on Sega Dreamcast.
It's thinking.
Their lives were a constant battle. Love, honor, and revenge are all they know. Now, they will meet and their destinies will be revealed. And soon you will know the passion of Soul Calibur. Coming to a Dreamcast near you.
Man, she's off the hook. Oh, perfect.
Soul Calibur on Sega Dreamcast. It's thinking. Game rated T15.
Move it, bud.
Come on, y'all! Give it up for Ooh La La! Hey, nice pixels, George!
Check it out, chicks dig the rump shakers.
Yeah, she's grooving on that!
Gentlemen, need I remind you that the female of the species is our natural enemy?
Hey, get up there! She wants you!
Hey, baby, come to Papa. Oh, heavens.
Bad dancing. It's a killer.
Space Channel 5 on Sega Dreamcast.
It's thinking. Now back to the program.
Nice.
All right, folks. And Jace, we see you, bro. You're there. You are there in living color. So, all right. So yeah. So this is something that I put together in regards to the topic of the night, which is a Sega Dreamcast appreciation, not Dreamcast. I'm talking about the misspelling, Sean. That's why I was cracking the joke. You know, it didn't land right. Okay, all right. So the Sega Dreamcast. The Dreamcast was part of the 6th generation of video game consoles, often marketed as the 128-bit, competing with systems like the Sony PlayStation 2, Nintendo GameCube, and Microsoft Xbox. It was Sega's 7th and final home console, released first in Japan in 1988 and globally in 1999. So the global concept of it, the Dreamcast emerged as a direct response to the commercial failure of the Sega Saturn. Sega aimed to restore consumer trust, simplify hardware architecture that Saturn was notoriously complex for having, and embrace online connectivity as a core feature. Internally, Sega pursued 2 competing hardware designs, codenamed Katana and Black Belt, ultimately choosing the Katana architecture for architecture Dreamcast for its cost efficiency and developer friendliness. All right, so there were 3 lead developers, or actually there were lead developers and key figures. There were 3 of them that were integral to the development and marketing of the Sega Dreamcast. They were Hideko Sato, Sega hardware engineer, and he had been with Sega for a long time based on my research. I mean, he was back, like post Genesis days, because he helped with the Saturn too. You know, we don't talk about that one. Shoichiro Iramajiri, I know I butchered his last name, but he was the Sega president during development. And Peter Moore, he was the head of Sega America, and he was crucial to Western launch strategies, which is part of that commercial that I just showed. Now, marketing strategy post-Saturn recovery. After the Sega Saturn's failure, and it was a huge failure, Sega radically changed strategy, and their key goals were transparency and trust rebuilding, strong Western leadership, which was Peter Moore, developer-friendly architecture, branding approach, emphasized the fresh start, with Sega Dreamcast is thinking, highlighted arcade quality graphics and online gaming. All right, so technical specs for the Sega Dreamcast. The Dreamcast was highly advanced for its time. CPU was a Hitachi SH-4, 200 megahertz with 1.4 gigaflops. GPU was a powered VR2, which had tile-based rendering, 7 million polygons per second peak. RAM was 16 megabyte main, 8 megabyte video, 2 megabyte sound. Storage was on GD-ROM up to 1 gigabyte. Audio was Yamaha AICA 64-channel sound. Connectivity, built-in modem 33.6/56K, which was dial-up. Controller I/O, Maple bus with accessory support. So they had a heavy marketing strategy on the launch execution. The aggressive branding was around $99.99. That drove that in everybody's heads that was looking for a Dreamcast. It was massive retail coordination, midnight launches. I miss those days. Heavy emphasis on online capability, arcade perfect ports, strong title launch in America, which they had about 18 to 19 titles, and me and Matt tried to get just about every last one of them. The North American launch was released September the 9th of 1999. The launch price of the Sega Dreamcast, and we'll probably never see a game system that low again, brand new, was $199.99. They ended up selling 225 plus units that were sold within 24 hours. I was one of them. Lord have mercy, I did the wrong thing. I think that's because this slide thing is in front. Is that 200,000 plus units, or is that 300? The one below it
Was the 2 weeks?
Yeah, the 2 weeks.
500,000.
Okay, 500,000 units within 2 weeks. This little thing is in the way; it won't let me see it. And over 1 million units by November of 1999. And this was one of the most successful console launches ever at the time. Now, keep in mind, its competitor was the PlayStation 2 and the N64. PlayStation 2 ended up selling gangbusters, but it is what it is. So, lifetime sales, the Sega Dreamcast sold 8.2 million units officially by 2001. 2 years' time ain't too bad. Estimates up to 10.6 million total. Despite a strong launch, momentum slowed due to competition. And for comparison to the competitors, which was the PS2 and the N64, it was more powerful than both of them, the Sony PlayStation and N64, early gen hardware advantage, which was pre-PS2, superior arcade conversions, Naomi-based architecture. And if you ever went to the arcade, you know that at the time, Sega, the majority of their games were based on the Naomi board. It's like AM2 logo or something. I tried to find it, but I couldn't find it. The weaknesses, no DVD playback, that crushed them severely. And that was a major disadvantage versus the PS2. Limited third-party support, short lifespan. It ended in 2001 versus the PlayStation 2. The Dreamcast had, one other weakness too, was the ability to bootleg them games. I forgot about that, but yeah, that killed them, man, for real, because you could bootleg. And if I'm not mistaken, you didn't need no kind of modification or nothing. As long as you used the right disc, you could copy it and burn it.
I had the bootleg of Shenmue 3.
Yeah. Shenmue 1. Yeah.
That crushed them big time. So this is Dreamcast had better early graphics in some cases, built-in online features. What does that say right below built-in online features? Because it won't let me look at it.
PS2 had DVD playback, which was a huge selling point, and stronger long-term support. That's what PS2 had.
Long-term support, also third-party support for the PS2.
Oh yeah, man, massive. The PS2 it trounced them. It trounced both of them in terms of third-party support. Yeah.
It really everyone. Grand Theft Auto was massive.
Oh yeah. Innovations and unique features. The Dreamcast introduced several forward-thinking features: built-in modem, online gaming, the standardization, the VMU, which is the visual memory unit, which is that green thingamajigger over there on the left, memory card with LCD screen and mini games, that was on the VMU. Web browser support, internet access out of box, arcade hardware parity, Naomi system, downloadable content, early form. I remember this specifically because I actually have still Samba de Domingo in the Maracas game, and they had songs that you could download for that game, but way back then. So keyboard and mouse support, and these features were years ahead of their competitors, which they were. All right, so this is the North American launch titles. This is the complete list. Soul Calibur, Sonic Adventure, NFL 2K, Power Stone, Mortal Kombat Gold, House of the Dead 2, Hydro Thunder, Ready to Rumble Boxing, Tokyo Extreme Racer, Trick Style, Blue Stinger, Arrow Wings, Air Force Delta, Monaco Grand Prix, NFL Blitz, Pin Triathlon, TNN Motorsports, Hardcore Heat, Flag to Flag, Kart Racing. Game price at launch, standard price was about $50 per game, and some prices were lowered to the $29 and $39.99 based on the publisher. Final assessment: the Dreamcast was technologically ahead of its time, critically acclaimed, commercially undermined by Sega's damaged reputation, the imminent arrival of the PlayStation 2, and despite its short life, it is widely regarded as most innovative and influential consoles ever released, laying the groundwork for modern gaming and console ecosystems. And that does the presentation. And
a lot of their staff, once the Dreamcast ended, they moved over to Microsoft, and they helped Microsoft big, with their online gaming.
Smack says it's one of the worst consoles. It is.
Oh well, Swag Saturn, Sega Saturn, either way it go, bro. It was one of the worst systems, real talk. 3DO still got that crying in my book, but we ain't talking about that today. Let's see. Yeah, that was a huge disadvantage for PS2.
It was a huge advantage. PS2 had that advantage over all of them. They could no one could compete with PS2 with the DVD.
And you know, they said sales projections, a lot of people didn't really buy PS2 because of it being a game system. They bought it because it was a cheaper DVD that they could actually get.
People seem to get DVDs when they first came out. They were over $400 to $500.
Yep.
Well, I remember the first DVD player we got. It was a 3-disc changer. It was. So you remember my mom? She bought it from Fingerhut for $600. Woo.
Topia bought. Yep. You burnt Dreamcast game, and that killed them big time.
Yeah, all of them.
Shame.
So we're gonna talk about the negative first. And the reason why Dreamcast died early was because of North America and all the issues, all the stuff they did from 1993 to the launch of the Sega Saturn. That right there just killed Sega. So they spent so much money and wasted so much money to the point that they couldn't get none of it back. Especially the failure of the Sega Saturn. That Sega Saturn, I watched a documentary because it was just, I think a couple years ago was the 30th anniversary of the release of the Sega Saturn. And I watched a documentary of that, and that was the biggest fumble in video game history. Say what you want to say about what Xbox done these past 2 generations. What Sega Saturn, what North America did to Sega Saturn was an absolute disaster. And it really put Sega in such of a hole, especially we had the Japanese market loving the Sega Saturn, and there was stretches when the Saturn and PlayStation, when they both released in Japan, the Saturn was actually outselling the PlayStation in Japan. And you come and look here in North America, you screwed up releasing a console the same day you revealed the price at E3, pissing off retailers, pissing off third-party developers who say, "What the hell are you doing, man? You want to release a console so quickly? You got no games ready for it. Sega, what the hell are you doing?" My God.
I'm gonna tell you another thing too, man. If go in line with what you just said, Jace, the Sega Saturn, man, I still got mine just in my sunroom in a Rubbermaid, whatever. I'm disgusted every time I look at it, but I'm not really disgusted, but I just said that. But anyway, the biggest issue for me when it came down to the Sega Saturn over here, all the good games were over in Japan.
Yes.
Game. All the great games.
You know how many times me and my friends went to Chinatown in New York, and we went to the game stores and they showed all the games, all the Dragon Ball Z games that was on Sega Saturn, the X-Men versus Street Fighter on Sega Saturn. All those games released exclusively in Japan. Yep. And we was like, man, we gotta get a Japanese Sega Saturn because they got the better games.
Yep, all the RPGs that was on Sega. People seem to get the Saturn had a lot of JRPGs. Problem was they were Japanese exclusive. I think only Panzu that Dragoon, and I forgot the other RPG that came out here in North America. I'm like, and they got told Sean, and I said so many times, and I said it in my post many times. How the hell you release a new Sega console without no big time Sonic the Hedgehog video game attached to it? What are you doing, Sega? You're gonna put Sonic 3D Blast, but like, who? I played that shit once and never wanted to play it again because it was bad on the Sega Genesis. And you want to port it to the Sega Saturn? Why? And you're gonna release a compilation in a Sonic R game that was mediocre? Boy, oh boy. And just like I was telling Sean earlier, PlayStation won the battle immediately as soon as they got Crash Bandicoot. Once Crash Bandicoot came out, it was over. Sega, the Saturn was already down. Good boy. I swear, man, the Sega, all that they did in the mid-90s just really ruined them to the point that as great as this Dreamcast was, it had no chance of surviving more than 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
All that money that they lost.
And let me say something real quick. I don't know who you are, Bullets by Luigi, but I don't know how your comment has anything to do with us talking about a video game system. So I don't know if you're going through some things or what, but I think at this point you might need to reevaluate how you approach people that you don't know on social media, because that has no correlation with us talking about video game systems in Japan, bro. So I wish you well, whatever you going through in life, to even post something like that on a live stream talking about video games, bro. So with that being said, you be easy. But yeah, man, as far as it goes, I agree with you, Jace, man. When it come down to it, the marketing was really jacked up, and to Sean's to what he said, man, it was crazy because we would get the I would get those. I can't remember. I got them in there. Some game magazine. Remember back in the day before the internet really blew up, you could pretty much mail order like games and stuff from them, companies that sold like import games and all.
Yep. In the back.
We used to always see that stuff, man, where you saw the games where you could import, and it used to piss me off, man. They had games like Darkstalkers, Jetta's Damnation, X-Men versus Street Fighter, the Fatal Fury collection, like all the dope fighting games, man. It was over there, but then all we got over here, Funko. That's what it was. It was Funko. Thanks, Dan.
It was in the back of the magazines. Was it Game Pro only, or was EGM? I can't remember which one.
It was a game. It was something called Game something, man. I cannot remember.
I gotta look. I ain't looking in the back of my magazines to see the ads.
But yeah, Funko. There was a Funko Land. It was Funko Land. That's exactly what it was. So they were like, you know how it is in comic books where you could buy that crazy, like them, what they call them, water monkey things that was really alive, but they weren't really alive. You know what I'm talking about? But yeah, man, you could buy games, and they would always focus on the import games. And down here where we live in Georgia, where Macon, at one point we actually had a game store in our mall that sold import games. Now, mind you, them suckers was expensive as a mofo, but you could get them. And but most of my stuff I got was from overseas, over in Japan, man. I had Marvel superheroes. I don't know what happened to them. I used to have Jetta's Damnation, Fatal Fury Real Bout. They had a Samurai Shampoo collection, all that kind of stuff. So Action Game Exchange, appreciate that, Larry. All right, thank you, man. Really mad person, bro. Appreciate you watching, my man. But yeah, Action Game Exchange was the store, and but yeah, man, that Sega Dreamcast, I mean the Saturn, it dropped the ball over here in America, man. It really did.
This game is over.
Hey, man, I bought Marvel vs. Capcom 2 mail order, and I called out of work when I got that sucker. I surely did. Yeah, we glad you in the building, bro. Appreciate it. But yeah, man, and when it come down to it, bro, I feel like the Sega Dreamcast is by far, and that's why I wanted to do this series first, because what's up, Big Tabitha? That's like old boy from Duck Dynasty. All right, you as well, man. Thank you for joining. We appreciate you. But yeah, when it come down to it, man, the Sega Dreamcast is by far my favorite game system, man. Just for the number of games. A lot of the games they actually had on the system were basically games that they had. They were arcade games. And I'm going to show some of mine. I'm sure you got some on there. Oh, matter of fact, hold up, Sean. You see what he got back there? My man got 2 Sega Dreamcasts stacked on top of each other.
He had the original one, which was mine's, and then he had the other one our cousin gave.
Hey man, hold on to him. Is that the box, the original box that they came?
Yep, Box of King. Not the launch day box. I think it's the 2001 box that we got. It's the oldest console box in my collection because all my PS1, PS2 boxes are gone. So, yeah. Glad I hang on to it big time. You know, that whole right side is a mess.
Hey man, who is this guy, man?
I don't know, man. Some. I can't even formulate a comment, bro. You live your life, man. Getting on the internet trolling people over some foolish stuff.
They pop up like fungus, man.
It don't even make sense, man. But you know, you are not living your best life apparently. So, find Jesus. I hope you go to church tomorrow. Yeah. All right. So you gonna come on? So hold on, I'm gonna address this. So you serious about retro gaming, but everyone has opinions. First of all, if that's you in your picture, you don't look like you over 20 years old. So I'm just gonna leave it at that, man. So
we don't need negative comments in our chat, man.
I don't get it, man. You know, people for some reason they don't have no other thing, nothing else to do.
I appreciate that. All this artwork is California Blend. She did this artwork.
Oh, we got another one showing.
Yeah, get it. This.
Hey man, whatever you did with that whole thing, man, I don't know, but that ain't.
Oh boy, it's a bot right here. Blank them up.
I don't know. You need to ask your wife. It's got to be a bot, man. Like, try to steal your vibe, bro. I don't get it. Oh man. We apologize, folks, for some stupid reason, man. You got either people that don't have a life that want to make other people's lives miserable. No, you can not you, Big Tabitha. There's somebody else.
Yeah, the guy above you in your chat.
Comments and stuff. So
wait a minute, is that true? Tony D'Angelo won NXT belt? Oh no. I know it's a multi-man match, man, but damn, that man Joe Hendry has short title reign.
Yeah, that I blocked that dude, man.
Appreciate it. But now we're not talking about you, Big Tabitha. I mean, I don't know. There's some people just for some reason they're not happy and they just
and now the way I'm testing out this format, like I won't do it again. Because now you get a bunch of nonsense coming out.
Yeah, you have to have. Yeah, they were coming through on showings. The other one, the retro dude, he was on my screen, in my chat. But this other guy, talking about ripping the farts and stuff, he was on showing screen. So,
yeah, on the portrait version.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, we good.
Tony D'Angelo's the new NXT champion.
You're right, Brock. I mean, you know, people. There's adults, and then there's people that are not adults, and then you have people. I mean, this is my philosophy, man. People that troll, they're not having a good life. And I would say that with the utmost of sincerity, because me personally, man, I don't care if my life was the pits. I can find something else to do than to get on the internet and bother other people. I mean, what's the point, you know? But it is what it is. But yeah, Tony D'Angelo, I told Larry he was gonna win. I told him he was gonna win. Oh man.
Ooh.
There you go again. Well, that's somebody else.
Somebody else, man.
So it's probably the same, someone using the same account too.
Anybody that says some nonsense that's not related to the topic, man, we just gonna.
Yeah. We just gonna ignore it. It's all good. But anyway, there was something that I wanted to do real quick, and Yeah, we enjoy retro video games as well. 2002 Warlord. So it's all gravy. Okay, so let me do this. Since we're talking about the Dreamcast, I thought it would be fun before we actually show some of the stuff that we had to show how. Let's see. I was looking up some of the most expensive Dreamcast games. Now, this is a site that I actually use sometimes. Well, actually, CLZ. If you use CLZ, CLZ basically is they use price charting for the prices of their games. So some of these games I've actually had, and they were either lost. I was married at one point, and during the whole split, I left some of my games, and I hate this. So anyway, some of the most expensive Dreamcast games are going to be number one, Bleed. So according to PriceCharting.com, the loose price, which didn't have like the jacket or any of the casing. What's up? It's good to see you. I hope you're doing well.
Denise and Shay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna talk about the memory.
Yes.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Her and my her brother was one of my really good friends, and he passed away a few years back. But yeah, it's good to see you. She plays video games. She's on Instagram. I want to follow her and stuff. But yeah, your brother was a smart man. He bought you that Dreamcast. He knew what was time. He knew what was up. All right, so we're gonna start with Bleed. Bleed loose price $175. Complete in box. This is not like wrapped. It's if you just got the complete version, $316.21. The new price wrapped in plastic is $361.95. And some might ask why are these games so expensive before we even get further into the list. Because like Jace had mentioned earlier, the Dreamcast, a lot of Dreamcast games, there was like a low print run, and it kind of operates like comic books. And the lower the print run, the harder it is to get it, which means the price is gonna go up as far as the demand. So Bleed, $361.95, brand new. This game right here, I traded this game in, and I traded it in many moons ago when I lived in Columbus because I didn't like the game. I'm gonna be real. The game is not, to me, it wasn't good. But now, loose price on this game is $195.74. Complete in box is $313.78.
And for those loose price, that's just the disc only.
That's just the disc only. Right? Disc only. So Dan asked the question: is it true most of Capcom games were low print runs? For the Dreamcast, they were.
Yes, they were. Marvel vs. Capcoms were probably the most, because the prices of those didn't really increase into the 2000s.
Yep.
2010s, I mean. Because they were still cheaper. If you looked on eBay back in late 2000s, early 2010s, they were cheap. It wasn't until like 2016, because I was able to get Marvel vs. Capcom 2 again. I got that for it was $55, I think, with the shipping. So that's way cheaper than what it is tonight. Woo.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm glad you're doing well. It's good to see you in the chat. But yeah, Dan, a lot of those particular systems were or the games themselves, they were in low print run. So yeah, a lot of those games, especially Capcom, because see, Cannon Spike is a Capcom game, Dan. Giga Wing is also a Capcom game. So loose on that one is $118.46, and $225 is the complete in box, and brand new wrapped in shrink wrap is $403.86. Now this one is what threw me off, is the ECW Anarchy Rules.
It was gonna throw me. I was talking about this with Sean, that Anarchy Rules. When I saw that back, this was like 2017, because I bought Hardcore Revolution for the PS1, and I bought that for under $20. I always saw Anarchy Rules and like each year on the Dreamcast, the price just kept going up by a margin of margin. So during the pandemic, it reached around $80 to close to $100. Now I'm seeing that sucker saying $208.
Yeah.
Complete in box. And why is the loot prices only $33.14? That is a massive deficiency, right?
I have no clue because that game wasn't good either. That ECW game was terrible.
Worst, what's the name? Acclaimed wrestling game. I know a lot of people say it's the worst one. Oh boy, and
we don't know what's going on with these people, man, with these comments.
Yeah,
you know, we gotta pay attention to a lot of these comments and ban them immediately.
Trust me, I've done several streams on my channel, man, and we have never. This is the first time that we've ever encountered this, you know, bots or trolls or whatever, man, just saying stupid stuff. So I know it's kind of off-putting, you know, but yeah, it's just, it is what it is. But I will pretty much say this: if you like what you see, man, Puff83, he has a channel, and my channel is Everything Important to Have. You go ahead and give him a sub, bro. And get the notifications going, you'll see, you know, future live streams and whatnot. So that go for anybody in the chat too. If you want to do that, I appreciate it. But yeah, the Dreamcast, as far as it goes, it was the tournament standard for the longest. And one thing a lot of people don't know is that the cabinets for Marvel vs. Capcom 2, in some arcades, they actually had the VMU ports. Yep. So if you got the game and you went through and beat all, you know, got all the characters, the hidden characters and whatnot, you could take your VMU to the arcade, plug it in, and if they didn't have all the characters unlocked, you could pretty much play. But of course, when you take your VMU, they lost all the characters and stuff. So, all right, we'll do a few more of these and then we'll move on. So the next one is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Loose price is $106.73. Complete in box price is $170. And brand new in the shrink wrap is $349.99. Now, Dan, that's also a Capcom game. So you got 3 Capcom games so far. They on that high end. D2, which is not a Capcom game. I can't remember who produced or developed that one.
Yes,
Loose is, say what now?
Same here. Okay. I do want to get it because I've been a lot of people talk about that as one of the best horror exclusives for the Dreamcast.
I had a bootleg of it. It was all right too. It was all right, but $93.58 was loose price. $165.18 was complete in box. $281.51 is brand new. Resident Evil 2. Yeah, I say Resident because, you know, it's going against the grain. So Resident Evil 2, $110.74 loose. That's just the disc. Complete in box, $161.25, $299.99 brand new. Sonic Adventure 2, $104.95 loose, $160 complete in box, $337.50 brand new. Tech Romancer, another Capcom game, $80.41 loose, complete in box, $157.34, new price, $186.77. We'll do
I want to say something real.
Go ahead.
Most of these Capcom games, like, I didn't get a Sega Dreamcast until the very end. Like when they say it was ending and it was priced at $99. Because, you know, I lost a lot of faith in Sega after all the nonsense that went on, not only with the Sega Saturn, but the whole thing with the 32X and the Nomad and stuff. And once Peter Moore said in 1997, the Sega Saturn is not in our future, I was like, man, you know, I'm done with Sega. You know, because I'm like, you dropped that Sega Saturn, we ain't get it till 96. And then by 97, it's already dead in the water. So I was like, I'm not investing in any Sega, you know, because my parents ain't gonna buy a Dreamcast after they done bought the Saturn and the PlayStation, the first PlayStation. So it was like, we'll wait on Dreamcast. And when PS2 came out and just buried it, Sega exited the console business. And then when they said we're dropping the Dreamcast down to $99, I was like, I'll get it. And I went around downtown Brooklyn to at least get all the games that I can get for cheap. And I had Marvel vs. Capcom, the first Marvel vs. Capcom, Sonic Adventure, Street Fighter Alpha 3, Street Fighter 3, I think it was Double Impact.
It was a Double Impact.
And, I was just scooping up all the games that I can get at a reasonable price. And most of those games, we played the hell out of, when we first got that Dreamcast. But, Capcom dropped so many games because, they still have faith in the Dreamcast and the console design. And they was like, we're going to give Sega all our attention with these games.
Yeah, Capcom was their number one publisher.
Number one.
Yeah, they released the most games on the Dreamcast of any Japanese publisher or any third-party publisher. Period. Shit. Giga Wayne. You notice that Project Justice? I think I told you on the last show where we did about Project Justice that the complete box is going down in price.
Yep.
Yeah, you see, now it's saying $143, and I saw one as low as $120, and they won $119.99. I saw.
Yep, $199, $149, and $325 in box complete.
Yeah, and I think the reason why is because that Capcom collection. The re-release of that is definitely dropping that value because that game was always averaging over 200 plus. What did I miss in the comments? I'm not even looking at the comments. I got private chat on. I'm not even seeing shit.
Hey, he was doing good until he started the last few comments, and he.
I'll tell you, man. It just blows my mind, man. Just.
Hey, I'll answer Tabitha. Like, I don't know Fuzzy Bomb. I don't know that person. And then Discord. I used to have a Discord, but I don't really do much on there, so I just deleted it. But no, we don't have a Discord. The Comic Call crew don't got a Discord, do?
Mm-hmm.
No. Yeah, that was funny. Oh man, we got some wild people in there, man.
Oh yeah,
man. But for your channel has got 1,000 subs, and my channel ain't got but 100. Like, go coming after us, man. Like, we comics explained and stuff. Like, bro, like we got 2 million subs and stuff. But anyway, it's all good. But it might be an idea at some point. Me and Sean, well, Jason's on there too. We haven't done anything in a while, but there's another channel called Comic Call Crew, and like I said, Sean is on Puff Comics 83 on YouTube, and we might get to it one day, man. But I'm just trying to put out some content for right now. But it's an idea. It is an idea. But anyway, we'll go over a couple more, man, and we'll go to another part of the show. Bangayo, this was one I had.
We'll think about it, Tabitha. We'll think about it. This will be a good discussion.
Oh yeah, most definitely. So, Bangayo, $67 used, $125.99, complete in box 207, and y'all probably see this one tonight. KO the Kangaroo, $49 complete. I didn't know that game went up like that. $117.54 and $154.25. So yeah, for the most part, good God Almighty, you see that? The Marvel's Capcom 2, the complete in box of wrapped up is almost $600.
$555. Someone was selling the graded copy for $1,000.
Wow, that is insane.
So I can imagine $555 for a sealed copy. Ooh.
I should say this online, but I might have to shrink wrap cover the game real quick. So
I'm gonna show you my haul. Because I'm shocked.
All right, we'll do this last one. Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, $49.99 just to disc, $104.80, $260.50. So yeah, at the end of the day, a lot of these games are pretty much expensive because, apparently a lot of Capcom games are. Because I know we didn't get the Power Stone and Power Stone 2, but they're kind of expensive as well. So
those games were already rare in 2001. When you I never saw Power Stone 1 and 2 in store. I never. Mine went to multiple mom and pop shops, and I still remember this day. And so I remember the Utica store, a mom and pop shop on the Utica store. When I walked in, I saw Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3, and at the time I had no idea it was a sequel to Rival School, Project Justice.
Yeah.
I saw Project Justice on that wall. I had no idea whether it was a sequel or not. I just looked at the name like
it made you wonder, like, why the hell they changed the name?
Why they changed the name? Because if I would have known that was Rival School Soup, I would have bought it and be like, yeah, I'm getting that off the wall and buying it.
It would stick out like a sore thumb in your collection when you got both of them together. But they're the same, but they got different names.
Different names. And I thought that was a bad mistake on Capcom aspects in terms of why you're going to change the name here in America and you're going to confuse audience, especially people who didn't even know the game is. They're like, I ain't saw no advertising. We didn't have the Dreamcast magazine yet. I was at 2001. I was just having the PlayStation magazine, so I really didn't see no advertisement of Dreamcast because we had no Game Pro, we had no EG. I had EGM up to I think it was I bought a few issues of EGM in 2001, but none of them really didn't cover Dreamcast releases. So that's why I had no idea that was Rival Schools, the sequel to Rival Schools. I was like, and I was so when I think it was like 3-4 years later when I found out that it was a sequel to Rival Schools.
Hey, Jace. Somebody asking, is that a terrible towel?
Yes, sir. Pittsburgh Steelers, baby. That's right. That's a whole Steelers award there. See that Heinz Award MVP? 2005 championship. Oh yeah, you got that. The 2008.
We ain't talking about the Steelers, man.
Yep. You got
you ask the question? Why you ask the question?
Yeah, that's right, baby. That's a terrible towel, man. Still a fan for life, brother. We gonna get that 7th championship, man. We eventually have to get that 7th championship. Thank you, Seattle Seahawks, for allowing the Patriots to stick the 6th tie with us. Yeah. Screw you, Matt Odom.
There was.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers. I think he's gonna come back. Seeing with that contract that Kirk Cousins said, hell, yeah. So, what's your team, brother? If your team don't got championships, you don't have the right to say after.
Oh, you talking about that was another troll, man. Like,
yeah.
he just
came out of nowhere with what first comment and he said after Steelers.
Probably a Raven fan.
Man, Joe probably a Falcons fan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, you from Pittsburgh? That's even better.
That's funny.
Mm-hmm.
All right, y'all. So I got one more thing I want to do, and then once we do that, then we'll do show and tell. Before we do that, let me go ahead.
Yes, love that dude.
Dreamcast had some. You came in late, so I played like a series of commercials from that era. I might just let them roll again. But I do have one other thing that I want to show. As a matter of fact, this is going to be some more advertisement, but it was from across the pond. So let me see. Let me get to it real quick. I couldn't upload it to StreamYard. And thanks for all the same people in the chat that's partaking and contributing to the live stream. We appreciate y'all.
You know what Eddie's talking about Shishin didn't know about Shenmue 2? You'll be amazed about the amount of people that never knew that Crazy Taxi 2 came out. Okay. I mean, this game just completely went under everybody's radar. Crazy, I didn't even know Crazy Taxi 2 came out until right after the Dreamcast was dead.
Yeah, the 99.99 commercials, they aired them like
they advertisement for the Dreamcast was great.
Oh yeah, their marketing strategy for that $99.99, it hit the mark with me. I know for sure. Because once I let this play, I'm gonna tell my story. I mean, I've said it. Me and Man have said it several times. But how everything came about with that that launch date. All right, so give me a second. Let me go ahead and hit start on this real quick.
その日、セガエンタープライズ専務湯川秀和は驚くべき街の声を耳にした。セガなんてだってよな。プレステの方が面白いよな。
そうなのか。
Oh God。
なんてこった。止めてくれ。一人になりたいんだ。
セガなんてだってよな。
うるせえ。ごめんなさいよ。
おかえりなさい。どうなさったの？立つんだ、湯川専務。
本当かい？
はい、セガは変わりました。変わった変わった。
そうか。
セガが一番面白いよ。
いや、おじさんほっとしたよ。
嘘だよ。セガなんていらないよ。いらないいらない。帰ってプレステやろう。
おい、待ってくれ。
専務大丈夫ですか？
はい。爪が折れちゃった。
立つんだ、湯川専務。落ち込んでいた湯川秀和についに朗報がもたらされた。
専務、ドリームキャスト完成しました。そうか、ありがとう。ご苦労さん。できたよ、ついに。
おめでとうございます。
勝負はこれからだがな。
お赤飯炊いときますから早く帰ってきてね。
これでもう CM に出なくていいわね。
うん。
なんだよ、お前知らねえのかよ。ドリームキャストってすげえんだぜ。
よしよしよし。行きたいと思います。それでは専務、どうぞ。
進め、湯川専務。
CD？ 歌えって言うなら歌うさ。やろうじゃないか。みんなのおもちゃに。やってやるよ。しかしな、本当にドリームキャストのことを考えるなら、300万ポリゴンの究極の画像、インターネット、通信ゲーム対戦、そういうことを伝えなくていいのか？わしは間違っとるか？売れるのか、ドリームキャストは。対策はあるのか？
あるって聞いたよ。ドリームキャス
湯川君、ついにドリームキャストが発売される。は、ついては草の根販売計画を滝沢君とやってもらいたい。
滝沢と言いますと、営業2課の？
いやいや、タレントの滝沢君だよ。
は？
よろしくお願いします。
それから88枚の名刺が交換され、計画は実行された。
ドリームキャストいかがですか？おじさん普段何やってんすか？
専務。
専務がなんで？
なんでだろう？ドリームキャストいかがですか？
いいのかな、これで。
ドリームキャスト。はい。
あ、すいません、ちょっと。
あ、間に合ってます。すごいわね。
すいません。
あら、滝沢くん？
売れましたよ、3つも。
あ、そう。さあ、いつ一人でやれへんだよ。
あ、中高年のズベは危険か。そうだ。皆さんお願いがあります。リアカーを引くこのおじさん見かけたら、専務一つくださいと言ってあげてください。
ドリームキャストいかがですか？
専務一つください。
あ、はい。
ドリームキャスト。売り切れ？嘘。
湯川でございます。この度はドリームキャストの生産が追いつかず、誠に申し訳ございません。
なんとかしてよ。
はい。この責任を取りまして、私、専務降格となりました。
降格？どうしてあなたが責任取らなきゃいけないの？
なんでだろう。
そんなの関係ない。言ってくれ。
ごもっともでございます。しかし。
おじさん、
滝沢君。
みんな、ごめんね。
しょうがねえな。
素敵。ドリームキャスト。
あなたの潜在意識の彼方に消えた。さあ、この方は誰？紅茶キノコの人。
人間ポップ。
残念。この方はあの CM の。
また専務。
今だ、専務。
すいません。皆さん、ドリームキャストが品切れで大変ご迷惑をおかけしましたが、ようやく生産が間に合いました。
CM ってできたんだ。
やったね、専務。CM です。
あの人の今。
トリコさん。
ドリームキャスト。
It was like they're distancing themselves at the same time.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like, damn, man. Is this like selling people online the Dreamcast?
Man, that thing, I had never seen those commercials before I actually, watched them. It was funny because it's like, bro, Kids was ragging on, talking about, man, we don't want no Dreamcast. We're gonna go play the PlayStation and stuff.
Yeah,
like, wow,
that's what they exactly did.
Yeah, but I thought it'd be an interesting take to see, you know, what their advertising was like over in Japan, because you know, typically over in Japan, they off the wall with a lot of that stuff. So yeah,
It's funny because the Sega Saturn was successful in Japan. The Genesis was not good, you know, and the Dreamcast started out sluggish, from what I remember.
It started out sluggish because the Saturn still had a lot of momentum in Japan.
Yeah, they wasn't really like interested in having another console when the Saturn was still doing big time. But you know, America messed up everything, and they had to create the Dreamcast, and it was like it was conflicting with their audience, because the audience was like, the Japanese audience was like, we still love the Dreamcast. The Dreamcast is doing wonders for us.
You know, it's so crazy. And I remember there was a conversation about this years ago, how dudes, he was, I forgot who it was that said it, but he said that it's amazing how Sega had two short lifespan consoles and really couldn't recover from either one of them. Nintendo had the Wii U, was pretty much their worst console of all time, and just came with the Switch, and it just blew the hell up out of nowhere. That was like, what? You think that when the Wii U happened, when how bad it was going down, you're like, oh man, Nintendo may be on a dark path, going similar to what Sega went on. That's when they did that Switch. And I think the number one thing that they did with the Switch was they got rid of the Nintendo DS. Because without the DS was their primary portable device. So they said, we're going to go ahead and make an all-in-one handheld console hybrid, remove the DS, and have the Switch be the only console on the market for Nintendo. And that thing blew up because of the gimmick of being a console/handheld device. If you look back at, I remember when that Switch was first announced, I thought it was going to flop all the way. I was like, oh god, here we go again with Nintendo with the
gimmick.
Another gimmick with Nintendo, and this console is going to come on being flopping just as much as the Wii U. Because my thing is the gamepad was like, they were like, what is this? Like, are they doing the gamepad too instead of just making it into a portable device? Like, oh man, come on, Nintendo. And the console ended up selling, it's over what, 155 million right now. Like, man, Nintendo.
They find ways to stay alive.
Find a way to keep, and they were. If you look at it, it was a smart decision because they knew that they're never going to catch PlayStation or Xbox when it comes to hardware. So they said, you know what? Let's just rely on gimmicks. We move away because the GameCube was their last traditional console. We're just going to do gimmicks and gimmicks only with these consoles, and it worked out well. The Wii U was the only flop, but the Wii, big time success, and the Switch, big time success, and the Switch 2 right now, the fastest selling console in gaming history. They're near $450. So yeah, Nintendo, they just find a way to keep themselves going, and the problem was Sega couldn't do the same thing. Just couldn't do the same thing, man. The Saturn lasted what, 4 years? Less than 4 years on the market. I think what, 90? It came out in Japan in 94.
94.
Yeah, so it really, the Japan market lasted long because the US market pretty much lasted what, a year and a half or two, because 97 was pretty much the damn near death knell for that.
Yeah, about 98, it was done.
98, it had nothing.
I mean, they had like a couple of leftover games that came out.
Exactly. First the show, brother. Like the Dreamcast, the Sega Dreamcast was my number 3 console for a long time until the PS4 came. But the fact that this console only lasted 2 years on the market is my top 5 video game console of all time. Tells you how great the system was for what it did. And just that short span. Dreamcast is better than all 4 Xbox consoles. Console only been on the market for 2 years and it's way better than all the 4 Xbox. Like the 360 is the only Xbox, that's a real Xbox console. But man, the Dreamcast is such a console. Well, I want to talk about the online because NFL 2K was the first ever video game I played online. And I remember it vividly because I think I spent 3 hours playing online. Then the next day I went back and played a couple more hours. Then the dreaded phone call came. My dad, the phone bill company called my dad. He said that you getting the upcharge because your internet is being used. And they said they wasn't sure what device it was. Then when my dad told me, yo, man, you using something on the internet? I've been playing online. I with the Dreamcast up on the modem. He said they charged my damn bill. And they was charging by the hour too, because they wasn't charging just they were charged by the hour. So if I stayed on it for 3 hours, I think 3 hours the first time I played on it, he shot what they charged. Like, I forgot how much he said it went up to, but boy, oh boy. Hey, I not that quickly, man. Like, dang.
Hey.
Thank you.
Good to see y'all. Good to see y'all. Good to see you. And hope
thanks for joining
in the future. And again, she is on Instagram, so y'all go ahead and follow her and all that good stuff. So glad you were able to stop by.
Oh yeah, the Sega Master System, man. Oh man, you know what's so funny about that? Because I've seen that console in the store, man. I forgot where it was when we saw it in the store. I don't know if it was one of the mom and pop shops that we went to in the mid 90s. I'm like, was it even to this day? I'm still thinking, is it worth getting the Sega Master System and just add it to the collection so I can have all the Sega?
No, it ain't.
No, like
it is not. I'm gonna tell y'all a quick story, real quick. I used to work at a ton of places in the mall down here in Macon, and one of them was at KB Toys during the holidays, and at that point, Super Nintendo had already came out, and this guy came in there with his wife, and he was like, "Hey man, I want to get a system for my son, and I don't want to break the bank. I want to get a system. Man, help me out get one." So I'm trying to help his son out, and I'm like, "Well, sir, you get the Super Nintendo, got all the games, Mario, blah, 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 all this kind of stuff." He looked in the case. He looked up. He said, "Man, what is that right there?" It was a Sega Master System. I'm like, man, you could mess your son's period up for the rest of his life. And Joe said, man, how much that system was at the time? It was cheap because they were trying to get rid of them, overstock and stuff. It wasn't no more than $100. He said, what games come out with that thing? Wonder Boy. He got Wonder Boy in that Sega thing. I said, man, this Joe son gonna be mad. I tried to upsell him. He was like, yeah, he gonna be all right. He gonna love this. I said, all right, bro. All right, man.
Yeah, that's gonna be terrible. The funny thing with the Master System, I think in Europe they did release Sonic the Hedgehog for it, but I don't think in North America they ain't had no Sonic the Hedgehog for the console.
Crazy.
And that was like, ooh.
The only memory I have of the Master System, Sega Master System, is going to my aunt's house. She had one, and she had Michael Jackson's Moonwalker. And I played that numerous times on there. And that was like the only time I really played the Sega Master System. This was like, what, 89, 90? So. But when the Genesis came out, and then Sonic the Hedgehog was the driving force behind the Genesis. And that's when I became a Sega fan because of Sonic.
I became a Sega fan instantly because of Sonic. Like, I grew up playing, like, Super Mario 3 was pretty much the first video game I played and beat. But as soon as we got that Sega Genesis, and the funny thing is, when we got this Genesis, we played Sonic the Hedgehog, and the Sonic the Hedgehog cartoon was on at the same time as well. So I had a double, like, oh man, Sonic is cool as fuck, man. Man, fuck Mario's boring, man. This ain't the whole same shit. Like, nah.
We still play Mario.
Yeah, we still play Mario, but I will tell you this: us skipping the N64 was probably probably a bad thing for me because that I completely lost any interest in Nintendo after that because we didn't get the 64. I borrowed the 64 from my cousin, but it was really only playing racing games. That was on San Francisco Rush, Ridge Racer, and Test Drive. Or no, Top Gear. Those were the 3 games I was playing on the N64. Never owned or played the GameCube. So I have no history with the GameCube at all, and I have no interest in buying the GameCube today because of how expensive their damn games are. You talk about a Nintendo, a console to collect, hard to collect for? Yeah, the GameCube is ridiculous.
Yeah, the GameCube, it just looked weird, and I just like nothing about it made me want to grab it.
No. Shoot, man, them brother, you remake with business on that thing though. I still got all my GameCube games, but yeah.
But when it comes to Sega, like I said, the Saturn messed everything up, and Sega of America doing all the stuff to try and prolong the Genesis. They already had the Sega CD. That was like should have been the only add-on to the Genesis. But they wasted their time with 32X, and the Nomad was a complete joke. A lot of us, when we saw the Nomad, we thinking that's like, oh, that's a new version of Game Gear. No, it was basically just a handheld version. You could put Genesis games in play. I'm like, what the fuck is this? So we was like, man,
stupid ass idea. And that, to be honest, that ruined Game Gear ever even existed. It just completely ruined Game Gear to the point that you would have think that we would have gotten the Game Gear too, because the first Game Gear, it was pretty successful on platform.
I like to ate up your batteries.
Yeah, I like to play Game Gear more than the Game Boy. So like the Game Boy, like it was good. The best game I played on Game Boy for me was the Tetris. You had the Wario Land game, and I forgot the Super Mario Land game. I played those for a bit, but I never fully committed myself playing a Game Boy game. Man, I played the hell out of Streets of Rage on Game Gear. Like we had it on the Sega Genesis, playing on the Game Gear. I was playing the hell out of that. Oh man.
The CD was unnecessary, but at the same time, I would say it was the only add-on needed because it showed that they can move towards CD gaming. And remember, Nintendo and Sony were supposed to team up to do the next console of Nintendo to be CD based, but then Nintendo pulled out to stick with cartridges, and that's what led to the creation of PlayStation.
Yeah.
So Sega was ahead of the game with trying to do CD based games with the CD, but then they messed it all up with all the other unnecessary add-ons.
That was a trap.
It was completely worthless.
That was just a travesty.
If you're gonna do Sega CD, just stick with that until Sega Saturn.
I forgot. I think it was Game Pro when they just absolutely ripped into that 32X. Oh boy, especially the Mortal Kombat game. It was worthless. It was, how the hell you want to create a 32X version? It's worse than the main console. What was the point?
Yeah, Sega had a lot of missteps back then, man. For real, they course corrected with the Dreamcast. It was just the longevity issue that kind of messed them up. So.
By that point, it was too little, too late. Yep. All the failures and the loss of the third party support. Customers and the fans was like, nah, we're not gonna jump in on this, and all that stuff it ruined them for the Dreamcast. Now I will say one of the big positives of the Dreamcast, not only it had a great lineup of games, but it led to the creation of Sega Sports teaming up with 2K games, and the sports games outside of the baseball were amazing. Like I played NBA 2K off the Dreamcast, and I loved it. That's when Allen Iverson was like the face of the covers for 2K, and Randy Moss was on NFL. And those games were amazing, and that started the trend of 2K building themselves a reputation
and competing
to the point where Madden took offense when they released a 1999 Madden and NBA game, and they was way better.
Yep, that's right. To this day, it's still the greatest football game ever.
Yeah.
I still go back to times I play, and I'm like, man, 2K5 is such fun. That crib mode is legendary. So legendary. And I remember it was a couple years ago when I saw a post on IG when a guy said that, dang, he did not know that 2K existed for so long that it started with the Sega on the Dreamcast. Like, yeah, that's what without the Dreamcast, you would not be playing on NBA 2K today, brother. You would not be playing NBA 2K. That's where it became. That's where it originated from. That's the young generation. Young generation gotta know, man.
Yep.
And we don't got no NFL 2K, man. I'm still upset about that EA. Running to the NFL, say we want to create exclusive deal. And see, that was, if you look at it, that was the beginning of consolidation right there when it comes to game. Because right after that move, 2K went to MLB and said that we want to have an exclusive license to the MLB game.
And the baseball game was the weakest.
Yeah, no, MLB said that we're gonna take away the AAA game. Because EA was doing the triple play. That was their baseball game. So they got if it wasn't for 2K, triple play would have still been going on. But they decided that deal with the MLB, and they got rid of triple play. That was their response to NFL EA taking away the NFL license from them. And that started the whole consolidation when it comes to these games, these exclusives, especially sports exclusives. So it was getting annoying. All right, come on. And they had to give up with their baseball game because they lost to MLB the show.
But the baseball game was weak, man. Even in the Dreamcast days, I never cared for the baseball game.
It was weak, but baseball was in terms of the video game because like I said, MLB PlayStation MLB games weren't dominating in terms of popularity and sales. So that's why 2K ended up doing that to eliminate EA's AAA game. But as soon as they rebrand MLB to call it MLB The Show, that's when it all changed with that for 2K. I forgot what was their last. I think it was 2K12 was their last baseball game before they decided just to walk away. Yeah, we just gonna drop the baseball games because they just gonna compete with MLB The Show. And we see the same thing with EA with their basketball game. They couldn't compete with NBA 2K, so they just completely dropped out of it. Like, man,
they tried to come back with it, and it still failed.
Yeah, you just can't do it, man. But yeah, man, 2K Sports was just that run that they had with NBA, NFL, even the college football game is pretty dang good. It's amazing that they dropped out of the college football on their own. I think they only did 3 or 4 games and they just stopped doing it. So yeah.
So you want to show some of those games?
Well, we talked about the 2K game. Let's talk about
Hold on, let me do this real quick.
Yeah, you go to your section. So about here, we'll start with Daytona USA, man. This class, and I ain't got this until like 4 or 5 years ago. I think it was like 2021. Yeah, 2021. So it's 5 years. Because this is pretty much the actual sequel to the Saturn version. Because the Saturn had 2 different versions, but they pretty much different. Like they released the arcade port. But Daytona USA, I played this a few times, man. Just as great as it is from the first game on the Dreamcast, man. Absolute classic, man. Shame that the series, they did brought back a trash ass copy that was exclusive to the Xbox Live store, and the arcade store, and that's going to be a common thing with some of these Dreamcast games in terms of the exclusives. Like I talked about Crazy Taxi 2, being a very close Crazy Taxi 1, and you didn't talk about this because the price, the white label for Crazy Taxi has gone up in price. So I think that's beyond $50+. Same thing with Sonic Ventures. That the white label for that is going up because these are the Sega All Stars versions that we got these labeled. So the white label to this is gone up in price. What else? Let's see here. All right. I want to talk about this. This is the first ever video game that I traded in I bought at GameStop and I traded in the next day at GameStop. Sega GT. Oh, this was Sega's answer to Gran Turismo. And I remember being excited to play this game. I want to play this game. I forgot what magazine that gave it a pretty good score. So I decided to play the game at the same day I bought the game. Came home, popping in the Dreamcast, played it. Boy, the car handling for me was just straight trash. I'm like, this is no simulation races. This is no Gran Turismo. No, I'm having a hard time making a right turn at high speed. Like this is stiff. You know, so I tried to play it for. I think I played it for about almost 2.5 hours, and I said, I can't play this game anymore. The car handling is just straight back. This is no Gran Turismo. So I decided the next day to go in the game. So actually, I didn't trade. I got a full refund for the game. I forgot how much it cost when I paid. I think it was around $30-something and change. So I went back to GameStop, sent it right back. I said, man, this game really disappointed me, man. The driving mechanics is not there, man. It's not on par with Gran Turismo at all. So I sold the game, got it back, get my money back, and I recently bought this back. I think it was 2023 because I did a post talking about it. I'll go ahead. I think it was $20-something. Because for some reason, I'm thinking this game's gonna be cheap to find, and the pandemic prices said no. We gonna keep it over 20 plus. So I'll just go ahead and add it back to my collection. But this game, not a great racer on the Dreamcast. I would say it's probably the worst racing game on the Dreamcast. And sad, this is Sega exclusive too. Now let's talk about the sequel, Sega Rally Championship. This is an awesome game, and I would say much better than the first game because it had the arcade, the rally feel from the first game, but they improved the gameplay so much. Yeah, when I played for the first time, I was hooked. Yeah, I know I struggled on a couple of laps, but it kept me coming. Like, I got let me restart the race, do a couple laps, see if I can finish the race in good timing. It's a great game, man. I'll sit down. This did not disappoint as a Sega exclusive racing game, and this is also another game that Xbox got for the live arcade for on the 360 that they did a cheap carbon copy of. And that's the one common thing that I'm going to mention about with Sega, that when they went third party, they showed their favor. And it is because of Peter Moore, too, because Peter Moore worked with Sega, that he allowed them to use a lot of the exclusive games on the 360, on the OG. Now, so I'll talk about these three, man. The Allen Iverson NBA 2K. Man, me and Sean had wars in these games. We had wars. It really started in 2K1. And it carried over to 2K2. So the 2K2, I had this. We actually had this on PlayStation 2. Yeah, that was the first time because I ain't bought this Dreamcast version until like in the 2010s. But 2K2 we had on the PlayStation 2, man. The wars, Sean, you remember the wars we had in these 2K games.
Most stuff.
And I would say that Sean did owe me a lot in 2K1. 2K2 is when I finally got even with him. Yeah. So he did quit later on, but he decided to come back, man. Them later 2K games, I couldn't really master him, but he had to use his cheat. He had to cheat with the sliders. I'll just say that he's cheat with the sliders. All right, so I ain't bought the other games. Oh, I did bought. Let's see. Resident Evil. They put these stacks back there. Let's talk about this classic here. Code Veronica. And I actually played this on the Dreamcast first before the PS2 version of when I got it. This still, like I always say in all my Resident Evil posts, this is still a top 3 Resident Evil game for me. Clara, I'll still say that she's better in Code Veronica than she was in Resident Evil 2. She, like, you can tell from the experience she gained from that Resident Evil 2 that here, she was equally as badass as Chris. And this is why I don't understand why they don't want to bring her back in the Resident. I think she was only in Resident Evil Revelations 2. But she needs to be in the mainline Resident Evil game as opposed to being in the side Resident Evil game. Code Veronica's dope. It's about Soul Calibur, man. This gem right here. This absolute gem. And like I was telling Sean, that the fact that Sega was able to secure this game as an exclusive after it came out first on PlayStation at Soul Blade, aka Soul Edge in Japan. This is probably of all the fighting games on the Dreamcast, Soul Calibur is probably my most played because I even to this day I don't constantly come back and play Soul Calibur. But this game is like a fine wine, man. The controller mechanic. And you know what? I'm gonna talk about that after I show a couple of the games. But man, Soul Calibur is a masterpiece, man. I'm torn between this and Soul Calibur 2. Like which one I would say is the best overall games in the series. So that's how I'll say it's a tie for me because I can't put one over each other like that. But man, Soul Calibur is easily highly recommended fighting game for the Sega Dreamcast. You cannot own the Sega Dreamcast and not have Soul Calibur in your collection. That is a fact. And let's talk about this masterpiece, man. Rest in peace, my man. Dead or Alive 2. The breakout games. I know y'all think, oh, them jiggle figures, man. Yeah, the jiggle figures is there, but behind those jiggle figures is great gameplay, great graphics, man. Great story. I still, between this, Dead or Alive 2 and Dead or Alive 5 are my top 2 games in the series, but I still put Dead or Alive 2 at the highest end. Another awesome fighting game, 3D fighting game on the Dreamcast. This was exclusive for the Dreamcast for, I think, about it was exclusive for a year because the PS2 version, Hardcore, came out in 2001. But it came out first on the Dreamcast, and the Dreamcast is what put the franchise on the map. It's another highly recommended fighting game on the Dreamcast. Definitely must play. And you have to play because I believe Xbox did have the high definition or the upgrade for the OG Xbox. And they did do the remaster for the 360. I don't know. These 3 Street Fighter games. I believe I talked about this many times on my IG posts. Street Fighter Alpha 3, which I still say is the best of all the Street Fighter games of the Dreamcast, and you have Third Strike here. Third Strike. Double Impact is probably the one that is the weakest. This had New Generation and Second Impact, and I think this is the only time these 2 games came to console because these were exclusive. Yeah, this was exclusive on the Dreamcast because I don't think Capcom has ever port both games onto another to a collection. And of course, Third Strike is the most popular one. Yeah, we all know why it's the most popular one, man. We know Diego, Evo. And I remember when I first played Third Strike, I ain't like the roster at all for all the Street Fighter 3 games. So that's why I never fully commit myself to playing Street Fighter 3. Outside, like I said, Alpha 3 is my most played of the 3 games. But I do respect Third Strike for what it is, and a lot of people say that it's great because of the gameplay. And that's why I'll say that, even though I didn't commit myself to playing it for a long time, but I have respect for the game. And Third Strike is the best version of Street Fighter 3, without a doubt. And you can play it right now on the PS4 or PS5 via the Capcom Collection if you never played it. Because that's the only way I would recommend you to play if you ain't playing right now, because Third Strike right now is going up in price. So if you want to play on the Dreamcast, good luck trying to hunt this game down complete in box. You have to get it from eBay. Or play that eBay price. You already know here. These 2 goldies right here. I'm so proud to have these part of the collection, man. Because these, especially Marvel vs. Capcom 2, go. And of course, these games you can play right now on part of the Capcom Marvel vs. Capcom collection that they just released. But man, the Dreamcast version is the best place to play. I know it came out on Xbox and PS2, and I know that a lot of people said it's probably the first time Capcom released a great game, a great fighter on PlayStation console, because the PS1 did not receive good ports at all when it comes to all the Capcom games. But the Dreamcast is still the definitive edition for Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Always. And let's get to the last 2 games here. Now, Capcom versus SNK 2. Funny thing is, I didn't it was the second game I actually played before I played the first one, because I got down to PS2 in the late 2000s. I didn't get this to like 2010. I forgot how much. I believe this was $60 I paid on eBay back in 2016, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was around 60. So I haven't been checking up on the prices on this to see how much if it increased or not, man. Capcom SNK is a classic. Soundtrack, gameplay mechanics, SNK characters. And this is the first edition, because a lot of people seem to forget that SNK did have their own versions of SNK versus Capcom, which of course was not great, especially the SNK versus Capcom Chaos, which I got for the Xbox, and I got the PS4 version. And I just couldn't play those games for a good bit. But this right here, Tyree, and I know my man King Lizard, I'm gonna shout him out, King Lizard Mike. This is one of his greatest fighting games of all time. Fatal Fury, Mark of the Wolves, man. This right here is a absolute gem. And this is another game that got ported actually 3 times, because I completely forgot they did a port for the PS2. But it came out on the PS4, and I got the PS4 version. The PS4 version is just as good as this. But man, Fatal Fury, Mark of the Wolves, classic. And I'm enjoying City of the Wolves right now, the new Fatal Fury game, and I love that it's doing great things. I know my man Mike, he had problems with it online. He said he don't like the online mode, but I love the single player stuff. And plus, they get my boy Kenshiro coming in June, man. So yeah, that's. But I want to talk about this, because this is a controversial subject, and I want y'all's opinion on it. Because 2024, there was a post talking about video game controllers, mostly retro controllers. And the Sega Dreamcast, on that post, this controller here was getting roasted. For whatever fucking reason, I don't know. I enjoyed the Dreamcast. I would say that it's probably the best overall Sega controller they ever released. It is well balanced for fighting games, sports games, racing games, just in general. I had no issue with the controller. It fits so perfectly in your hand. You can touch the D-pad is right below the stick, unlike Xbox controller where they have the D-pad on the other side, which it gets very annoying. But it's right underneath the stick, so if you have to use the D-pad and the stick at the same time, you just go up and down right there. But I love this Dreamcast controller. I don't know why, and there's some people saying that this Dreamcast controller is not bad, and it's not. I had no issue with this controller, especially playing in fighting games. And of course, here you see here you got the Unity, the memory cards, these legendary cards. I believe my blue one's dead. I'm sure with the red one if it comes on. Yeah, it's not coming on. And I did change the battery I think it was about 4 years ago when I changed the battery. It's not coming on unless I gotta hold it. But yeah, these legendary storage cards, man, you can do your save files. You can treat that, because I think certain games had like mini games for the
They did.
They had mini games. I think I think it was Soul Calibur had a mini game. Soul Calibur Dead or Alive had mini games that you could do on it. So yeah, this is a great little device. I remember being like, "Yo, what is this thing?" Before Dreamcast came out, when I saw it, like, "What are they treating this like?" Because I think the same time the Pocket Station for PlayStation came out. So that's why I'm like, they're doing their own Pocket Station, but when they said that it's actually a memory card that you can put in your controller, like, this is a cool feature right here, bro. I have another one. I have the clear, the base color one in my room. But yeah, these are pretty good. Yeah, I always remember having fun. Now, I want to tell you this story here with this Sega Dreamcast. Now, the one you see on top, but yeah, this is the original one that we had. This console went through so many disk drive errors because it won't spin. And I think I repaired it 3 times actually, especially gaming. And I think what was that time? It was 2019 when I repaired it. Last year, for some damn reason, it was struggling to load up at least 3 to 4 games. And I know Dead or Alive was one of them. And I don't got the game in here, but Ready to Rumble. Ready to Rumble, for some reason, it has that infinite load screen when I see that coming up. So I'm like, I got this console repaired 3 times. I'm not sure if I'm willing to get it repaired for. And at this point, I'm not going to. Really, do I want to pay more money to get this? And this console, this is the console from our cousin. And this sucker have issues with the cable plug in the back, with the AV plug. Because I don't know if it's every time when I pull it up to the TV, well, like if you like it, move it, budget, it won't show up on the TV. I'm like, and there's something inside of it. And I'm hearing when you shake it, you can hear something like, oh boy. So I'm never gonna get this repaired because I'm not gonna repair 2 consoles at once. So.
Hey, sell it to me. I get it repaired.
Yeah. This Dreamcast console when it comes to the games, and I forgot there was another game. The Test Drive. Yeah, see, that's the one racing game I should have bought out here. I forgot. Test Drive Le Mans, one of the best simulation racing games I played on it. And it's on I got the PS2 version as well, but yeah. Test Drive Le Mans, and I mentioned Ready to Rumble, and what was the other game? What was the other game I just did a post on? Tokyo Stream Races. You heard of that, Al?
Yeah, Dan had mentioned it. I never picked it up, but it's on my list to get.
I got both of them, and they just came out with a new one this year for the PS5, and I like, they doing the new Tokyo Stream Racer? Hey, they were pretty damn good. They were some good racing games. But yeah, man, that's my Dreamcast. Well, that's not my collection. My collection is much bigger than that. That's all the games I can just bring out.
Yeah, I know the feeling, man. Shoot, I got 70 games on the Dreamcast, and I brought a stack of them in here. When I say that I was all in on the Dreamcast, I got to get a shout out to my boy in the chat, Brock. He actually gifted me this a few years back.
Yeah, that keyboard. Yeah.
It's in good hands, Brock. Man, you know what? I opened it up one time and I looked at it and I closed it back up. I ain't even used it yet. And you gave me this like some years ago. But yeah, man, when I say I was invested in the Dreamcast. Now,
did you have the original fight stick?
Yeah, it's in the room. I got the 6-button fight stick because even though I like the controller, the Dreamcast controller was smooth. Being to me, I was reared in arcades, a 6-button layout, so that kind of spoiled me. So when I actually bought games like Street Fighter, and any game with a 6-button layout, including Marvel's Capcom 2, I had to get the 6-button arcade stick. So I got it. It's on my kitchen table. Yeah, man, this thing is yeah, I got the Green Goblin stick. It's got the green buttons. I'll go get it in a sec, but I should have got it when Jace was doing his thing, but I wanted to see what he had. But yeah, I got the Green Goblin stick. I'm gonna go ahead and show these because I was actually gonna show them in tandem. But hold on. I'm all out of whack now, but okay. So like I said, man, these are Interact.
No guns.
The light guns. I miss CRT. I miss CRT TVs because I can't play the light games I have. And one of the games, man, this was a great game. It was made by Sega. Light gun game called Confidential Mission. Really good game, man. I got like 3 or 4. I left a couple. Well, no, I only have 3 because this one, we used to play the juice out of this game all the time. I'm talking about grape juice, cranberry juice. It was kind of like Time Crisis because it had that little the mechanic where you could like hide behind the strafe and stuff. Man, this is a great game, man. And the only reason why I haven't played is because it's CRT TVs are a thing in the past. So hopefully, man, when I'm able to get a house, prayerfully, I'm gonna have my little room and I'm gonna have a CRTV so I can play these games again with my light guns and stuff. So this is another great game. And like I said, the majority of these games I've had since the whenever they came out or since the release of the Dreamcast. But Jet Grind Radio, Yeah.
I'm mad. I keep on missing out on that game.
Great game, man. For real, for real. Now, I don't have Crazy Taxi 2, but I do have Crazy Taxi. So, got this one. Like I said, this one, Babbage's, I can't remember one of them. These games are old as most adults that's walking around the planet right now.
It's
So
the best version of play of those games.
Speaking of peripherals,
fish.
One is the Dreamcast right here, and this one is a Interact. For some reason, I was a fan of Interact stuff. So, and I got these because I actually have Sega Bass Fishing 1, but this is my favorite one. When I say that the Dreamcast had games that spoke to me, they had games that spoke to me. And today, this game is still one of the best arcade games that you could actually play, period. Like, it's a great game. So, motorcycle style, this is a good game too. Suzuki All-Star Racing. This is a real good one. And I have to show mine too, since you showed yours. I got the trifecta of Capcom games in terms of Street Fighter, Third Strike, Street Fighter, Double Impact, and Street Fighter Alpha 3. And that's the reason why I had to get the Green Goblin or whatever you call it then, because I could not play these games with a four button layout. Although, where is it? I'll get to it. This was a great party game. Sonic Shuffle. It was more or less.
I didn't check the prices on that, man.
Yeah, it was more or less Mario Party, but with Sonic characters and stuff. So you can still play that one today. That's a good couch co-op. My case is beat up. I'm trying to find another case for it because the manual, I don't know what happened to it, but Spider-Man.
That's expensive.
Yeah.
On PS1 and Dreamcast. That's something expensive. Because I got greatest hits on the PS1 and I want to get the black label, and that black label is up there.
Yeah. A lot of these, man, the black label is crazy. Another racing game. Now, this is one of my favorite racing games that I played on the Dreamcast. Speed Devils.
I wanted to get that because someone, I forgot who, I think it was Going Turbo at the time. He told me about that.
It's really good. Man, like I said, man, every now and then, bro, I pull out my drink. Well, it's already connected, and I just play some games. This is another one, man. I actually showed the commercial, Space Channel 5.
I played. I think it was the demo I played of that. That demo, just that Dreamcast. It came with the game.
It's a rhythm game, basically. Yeah. It's a rhythm game. You know, Ooh La La has the little gun, and it's got like that old '60s kind of Austin Powers type vibe to it. This was a game kind of like, it's more or less, it was kind of like a great value Golden Axe, but got Soul Fighter. Yeah, this was a pretty good one, man. So Hack and Slash, and of course got the Fighter Caliber, Soul Calibur. Now this is the actual, like when the Dreamcast dropped, this is the actual copy that I bought on September the 9th of 1999. Like, this is the OG. I got the first one. I actually brought it in here because it's still, matter of fact, show you. I know this is probably not worth anything. I just brought it to show it's still in the shrink wrap.
Virtual Tennis.
Yeah, Virtual Tennis. I ain't even open it. Now,
that's the only Dreamcast game you got?
This is the only one that I got shrink wrap. I mean, I never opened it for some reason. I actually got this one, 2K2, and I think I might have got Virtual Tennis after I got this one. But I don't know. This might be the better game, but you know, maybe if it go up to like $2,000, I might sell it. I don't know. Tomb Raider.
I got both versions. That Chronicles.
That one. One of my favorite golf games. Tee off. They got big heads and stuff, like super deformed heads, but it's a fun game. It's like an arcade golf game. Wacky Races, based off of the Hanna-Barbera cartoon with Dick Dastardly and Muttley. Man, this is a fun game. It's kind of slow by today's standards, but I mean, it's still fun. And these are my two Resident Evil games on the Dreamcast. Code Veronica, Resident Evil 3. They're doing a remake of this one. I can't wait.
Hopefully they do.
You mentioned Ready to Rumble. I got round 1 and I got round 2. Round 2 is my favorite one. So
Michael Jackson.
Yeah, Michael Jackson, Bill Clinton in here on Hillary in there too. And this one, the back got messed up. Thankfully, I was able to salvage the manual, but plasma sword.
I enjoyed it. I played it for the first time on the Capcom collection too.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. This is a really damn good game.
Yeah. One of my favorite games, because this was actually in the arcade. 18-wheeler Pro Trucker. This was actually like sharing with bro. Like I was saying, like Sega, the Dreamcast had its post to the arcade, and at the time I worked at an arcade when this was actually in the arcade as an arcade game. This is a great game. It ain't nothing but Crazy Taxi, but with 18-wheelers. KO the Kangaroo. I was known for just picking stuff up just for the heck of it. So KO Kangaroo, it's a platformer. Phantasy Star Online. Played it a few times online, man. I used to get them Net Zero discs, so yeah. I got a few more. One of my favorite racing games. This one was, I think it was a launch game too. Hydro Thunder.
Now that I never seen.
Yeah. Hydro Thunder was this was a good game, man. Real good. Like I said, Dreamcast, man, they hit it out the park with a lot of these games. I like this game, man. I've never been into like bikes like BMX, but I like the soundtrack to this game right here. BMX. Yeah, it was pretty cool. Capcom versus SNK. Like you said, man, this is a quintessential. I got SVC2 Chaos on the PlayStation 2, I think. So, Resident Evil ripoff. Carrier.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
I'm gonna post that on Twitter.
Jellicoe made this one, boy. Like, wow. Okay. All right. I got a handful more. Shenmue. Like Larry was saying, man, this was an ambitious game because they were supposed to come out chapters. Like, I think it was like 10 chapters or something. But when they got to this one, they got kind of overwhelmed because Shenmue 2 came out on the Xbox and
OG Xbox.
Yeah, the OG Xbox and something else, I think.
For some reason, I still want to get that, the Dreamcast version of it. Even though I got the PS4.
I liked it, man. I enjoyed it. I got Shenmue 2 on the OG Xbox. But I got the maracas for this. I need to actually buy a whole new set, Samba Domingo, because I actually bought the maracas. It came with a floor mat and all that kind of stuff, man. This is a pretty fun game, man, to work your quads. I'm just talking. But yeah, the maracas is somewhere around here. Yes, there will be, Sean. I saw your message too. But yeah, it won't be this Sunday, but it will be next Sunday. So appreciate you joining, bro. All right, got a few more, Jace. One of my favorite arcade type football games, NFL Blitz 2000. Yeah.
I got that for PlayStation.
Yeah.
Actually, on both Blitz games.
OG game from launch. I think it was from launch. King of Fighters 96.
I still want to get that.
Yeah. Want to take you for a ride? Marvel's Capcom 2. I'm glad that that Capcom Marvel's Capcom collection came out, man, because I probably end up putting these up. Now I will say Marvel's Capcom 2 looking kind of rough. I got to get both of them resurfaced, but I got Marvel's Capcom first one. I don't know what happened to the microphone for this, but you hook the microphone up to the Dreamcast and you talk to the thing. It's kind of like a Tamagotchi type deal. So, but I don't know where the microphone went. I might have to get another one. And I got the first one for this one, but I somehow or another lost the case. So I only have the disc for this one, but I got the full Power Stone 2. So yeah, like I said, man, there's a few others. Donald Duck Going Quackers, man, I left some of them in the living room, but yeah, that's pretty much it that I'm gonna show for tonight. But yeah, man, I'm Dreamcast, bro. It couldn't do no wrong back in the day, so I was a really big fan of Sega. So, but that's gonna do it, man. Sean dropped off about 10 minutes ago. So yeah, but yeah, man, we gonna continue this series, man. Matter of fact, if you want to pick the next game system, man, we'll work from that and we'll go from there. I hope those who were actually in the chat tonight enjoyed the stream. In lieu of the hindrances that came through, we apologize for that. So hopefully we won't have to deal with that again. If not, then I'll have to christen some people to modify some people and stuff. It's a shame you have to do that, but it is what it is because that's part of life. But yeah, man, Jace, if you want to pick one, I appreciate you sticking around to the end, Brock, man. Again, thank you for that. I already told you before, but thank you for the typewriter. I don't know what I'm gonna use it for. I guess I'll hook it up to the internet and type an email or something. I don't know. But yeah, man, we'll be back with another one. Jace is gonna choose the system.
I gotta think about this. Which one I want to talk about?
Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. You as well, Brock. I hope you and your family enjoy it as well. But yeah, man, if you need some time to think about it, that's cool. No big deal. The next couple of live streams on the docket on my channel will be WrestleMania prediction live stream. So I got back into wrestling strong probably about a year and a half ago, and although I'm kind of contentious with WWE in terms of TKO owning it and everything, I'm still trying to find the best. Now NXT, I watch that regularly, so if you want to join that one, Jace, that one is next Saturday at around 9:15, 9:30, and then next Sunday will be Silver Age Sunday here, and it'll be simulcast on the Comic Con.
I'm gonna be on that show. I'm gonna be on this Sunday. I won't be on that for the first time.
That'll work. Hey man, no better time like the present. But yeah, man. The next time I'm on, Dan, I actually get the Green Goblin stick and show you. But yeah, that's pretty much it, man. So just be on the lookout for some new content. I got a couple of videos dropping. Oh yeah, one more thing too. I'm going to be dropping a video about this month is colorectal cancer month, and you know, most of y'all know if you've been around for a while, I've been diagnosed with colon cancer back in 2024, and thankfully, I'm still in remission. But this month is colorectal cancer month, so I will be doing a video on my channel, just talking about, you know, prevention and all that kind of stuff that you can do to help prevent yourself from getting in the position that I was in. So, but in any event, other stuff is coming down the pike as well. So, Jace, thank you for joining me, sir. Sean, thank you for joining. I do appreciate it. Again, I hope you all enjoyed the live stream tonight. Next time, hopefully, won't be too many distractions going on. But with that being said, we would like to wish you all a good night, and I hope you all have a great weekend. And if you celebrate, y'all have a happy Easter. Y'all take care, and we will see you all when I hit this button. If I can find it, I think this is it. I'm not sure, but we're going to try it anyway. So y'all have a good night. Peace.